And the Checka Pro Radio Show starts now.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Checka Pro Radio Show. I am Checka Pro Joe, and it is great to have you here each and every week. You know, we're heading into the warmer months, but I will say, living here in Austin, it's always pretty nice all year round. Sometimes we get some cold snaps. But from here on out, until the fall, we're going to be into the heat. Hot, 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 hot. I've asked my friend, Tom from Garattic, to come on in to talk to you and me about how you can be more comfortable in your home and you can save more money. And what I like to say, have some peace of mind and dependability with your HVAC system. You've heard of HVAC, don't know what it is? Basically, it's your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. This time of year, we really focus on air conditioning. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, my friend. I need you here. My listeners need you. What happens when we go into spring and summer? It gets
hot.
And we are dependent upon here in Texas on air conditioning. Have to have it. There's no option, right?
No, I was going to say, Austin and Texas, Houston, all these cities in Texas, without air conditioning, there wouldn't be many people living here.
Exactly.
Now it's like the best place on earth to live.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have air conditioning and the economy's good and everything's good except for it just gets hot. But, everything's climate controlled. So if we can keep the climate inside the house is nice. It's nice in the evenings, in the mornings. It's not so bad. So we get kind of used to the heat. But, yeah, we're definitely what we do is make sure that your air conditioning systems perform properly, make the inside of your house really comfortable, keep the humidity levels in check, make sure we're keeping that temperature down, and hopefully keeping everything as trouble-free as possible. So we don't want a lot of hiccups. Mm-mm. So, that's the worst thing that can happen is like, you put in a house, on 72 degrees. Oh, we got our first 100-degree air day, and then air conditioner. What's going on? The air conditioner just stopped. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh no. And guess what? It's Saturday afternoon when that happened. Oh, and now we can't get anybody out here, and can't get parts. It's like so. That's why we like to do an inspection. People always say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure because it's so true. Because if you can see things coming. It's so easy when you come out. We go out and look at something. We're like, well, this looks like it's going to maybe last maybe 6 more months on this. This part here is really working inefficiently. We can correct this so we can really limit the amount of breakdowns that you're going to have throughout the summer.
I want to thank you up front, and I'm sure I'll thank you later on in the show as well because I'm that kind of guy. I like to thank you for things, and my listeners are going to thank you too. Well, you're very welcome. Tom is offering a very good deal. A very low price on what he calls the Peace of Mind HVAC inspection. It's a special. So it's a Peace of Mind inspection. $49. Tom will come out to your home, and he'll take a look at your entire air conditioning system, and he'll also go into the attic, and he will look at how that functions. It's so important because if the attic is hotter than it should be, then your air conditioning system is going to work harder than it should. Your utility bills will be higher than they should. Your air conditioning system will fail before it should. So let him come out and give you the peace of mind inspection.
Yeah, we'll come out. We'll look at all your components. So the first thing we'll look at is the outside condensing unit. We'll put the gauges on there and see what your freon level is. Make sure that's where it should be. We're going to look at that coil outside. Make sure the coil is actually clean and we're pulling air and transferring the heat off of those coils. Look at the fan speed. Make sure the fan is actually performing like it should. Look at the capacitors out there. There's a fan capacitor for the fan motor and then also for the compressor. Then we look and see if the unit's getting older. Might want to put a hard start unit on there. What that basically does is it just gives a little more energy to the compressor when it kicks on. So it's going to just start it up. So it's not dragging. So you can get some more life out of your compressor. So we'll look at all that on the outside, make sure the unit is level, just all different little things that we're going to look at, make sure that's all performing like it should. And then we'll go inside the house. And when we do there's a couple things we're going to look at. We'll look at the inside evaporator unit, make sure those coils are clean up there as well, and make sure that that's performing like it should. Make sure we're getting enough airflow through there. make sure, sometimes we'll go to a house and then if their filters are all clogged and it's like, wow, there's hardly any air coming across here. Or they didn't change the filters enough and the evaporator coil itself is just covered in dog hair or cat hair. And it's like there's no air coming across. It's freezing up, all kinds of issues. So we'll take a look at all of that. And then also we're going to look at the ductwork, make sure we don't have any leaks so we're not cooling air and it's blowing into the attic space. And then we'll also look at the temperature in the attic. Make sure we're getting enough air exchanges in the attic through the soffit vents and the attic temperature. So it's separate from the air conditioning system. So you have two systems. You have your HVAC system, but then you actually have the attic system. We want to make sure we're keeping those attic temperatures in check. And if you need something there, if we need to add some more soffit vents, generally what we see here in Austin is a lot of times we just don't have enough exhaust on the top part of the attic. We're not pulling enough air through the attic. So then the temperatures climb way up. And even though the air conditioning system is performing like it should, the problem is the attic was so hot. So we're just not getting the results inside of the house. So a lot of times we're like, you know what? The air conditioning system's great. They're like, well, that's weird because the house isn't keeping up. We're putting on 72 and it's 77 degrees in the house in the afternoon. Well, that's because the attic temperature is too high. There's really nothing wrong with the air conditioning system. So let's lower the attic temperature. It all comes part of that HVAC inspection. We'll look at, like I said, we'll look at all those different components. $49, we'll come out and look at it. If you need something, we can get it taken care of for you. We'll give you a quote on the spot for that and get you taken care of and get you back on the road and make sure we're going to avoid big catastrophes down the road. It's kind of the idea of this so that you're saving money because even if you're, say, a pound low on freon or your coils are dirty outside and you're just not exchanging that heat off of those coils, it could cost you 20 or 30% more in energy costs and you didn't even realize it. So let's look at it, and this is the perfect time of year to do that and make sure that we're going to have a really nice, cool summer inside, at least inside the house.
Call now to get your Peace of Mind air conditioning inspection special. It's only $49. Here is the number at Garattic right here in Austin. Tom's company. He works with Pete. Pete's on the phones today. 512-525-8438. That's the phone number. 512-525-8438 at Garattic right here in Austin, Texas. Only $49 with no obligation, by the way, to buy anything. And Tom and his crew are going to spend a fair amount of time looking at your air conditioning system, the components in the attic, and making sure everything is running properly. Because you want to make sure that if your attic is overheated unnecessarily, then that can be remedied, and there's solar attic fans for that. So Tom will be able to talk to you about that when he comes out. So for $49, this is a fantastic deal. I love the fact you call it a Peace of Mind air conditioning inspection, because everybody understands that they need to have peace of mind, especially this time of year. You need to get this stuff done now, everybody. Hey, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking more about what Tom will do when he comes out to take a look at your attic with the $49 Peace of Mind air conditioning inspection special. Here's his number, though, if you want to get in on this, because only 8 of my listeners will get it today. 512-525-8438. Again, 512-525-8438. Tom and I'll be right back right after this, right here on Checker Pro Radio. Stand by.